So this was a model from 1982 with
Right.
startlingly accurate projections into the present
That's
day.
correct.
So in 1982, 7 years before I was even born, Exxon accurately predicted that by this year, 2019, the Earth would hit a carbon dioxide concentration of 415 parts per million and a temperature increase of 1 degree Celsius. Dr. Hoffert, is that correct?
We were excellent scientists.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
That's Marty Hoffert, probably my favorite of all the old Exxon guys, and he's totally trying to flirt with AOC.
You have previously said that Exxon's historic denial was immoral and greatly set back efforts to address climate change. That's correct. Yes?
It is correct that I said that. I have good reason to say it.
The fossil fuel industry had decided that this was a mortal threat to their existence, and they began building this architecture of deceit and denial and disinformation that then kept us locked for 3 decades in a completely sterile debate about whether or not global warming was real. The Kyoto talks in Japan in the late 1990s were the first global attempt.
The final hours of the climate convention in Kyoto, Japan were frenetic as negotiators went into overtime in their search for a deal.
I remember when the countries reached an agreement and delegates were standing there applauding, a guy who was a lobbyist for the fossil fuel industry, and he just shook his head and said, well, I can't wait to get back to Washington where we've got this stuff under control.
This tape fucking kills me because I've read so many of the documents now about the strategy and how important it was to these guys to kill Kyoto. And it's really this moment where we lose the battle on climate in the 90s.
Well, that's when some of us decided that it would be necessary to really engage that fight, to try and start building a movement. But what's been really fun is watching those things in turn give rise to the next round of activists.